They say the ocean never forgets, that somewhere, beneath the crushing pressure and absolute darkness, the truth waits, undisturbed, unseen, but never lost. For over a decade, that truth belonged to one of the most chilling disappearances in aviation history, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. A massive Boeing 777 vanished from the sky, leaving behind no mayday, no wreckage, no survivors. Just silence. And in that silence, an entire world asked the same haunting question. How can a plane simply disappear in 2014? Governments searched, satellites scanned, ships dragged sonar equipment across millions of kilometers of empty ocean. Nothing. MH370 became a modern ghost story, a mystery too vast, too quiet, too complex to solve. But what if the answer was never in the sky at all? What if it was always hidden in the cold, black depths of the ocean floor, waiting for machines not just built to find, but to think? Because now, after 11 years of silence, a fleet of underwater drones has returned from the abyss. And what they've found changes everything. It began like any other red-eye flight. March 8, 2014. MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur at 12:41 a.m., bound for Beijing, carrying 239 souls. The plane climbed smoothly. The weather was clear. Air traffic control logged everything as normal. And then, nothing. At 1:21 a.m., the transponder went dark. One final message from the cockpit. Good night, Malaysian 370. It was not a distress call. It was a ghost's whisper before vanishing. 2 minutes later, the plane disappeared from civilian radar. Air traffic controllers initially believed it was a technical glitch, but then military radar picked up something shocking. MH370 had turned west, flying completely off course, heading over the Malay Peninsula and into the vastness of the Andaman Sea. No calls, no alerts, just silence. For nearly 7 more hours, the aircraft flew, unseen, uncommunicative, and utterly mysterious. At 8:19 a.m., the final signal was received. After that, the plane was gone. No wreckage, no oil slick, no black box. Just a modern marvel of aviation technology swallowed whole by the Earth's last unexplored frontier, the deep ocean. The search for MH370 became the most expensive in aviation history. 26 countries joined the hunt. Aircraft and ships covered over 4.5 million square kilometers, an area the size of the continental US. But the Indian Ocean mocked them. It's one of the most remote and unforgiving environments on the planet. The seabed drops to depths of 6,000 meters, covered in canyons, trenches, and chaotic topography that renders sonar nearly blind. Specialized sonar ships dragged sensors across the seafloor. Planes dropped acoustic buoys. Even civilians joined via satellite crowd mapping websites like TomNOD. But after 3 years and $150 million, the official search was suspended. All they had were fragments, a flaperon on Reunion Island, a few broken parts washing up on distant shores. Clues, yes, but no closure. The ocean, it seemed, had won. But the ocean didn't count on persistence, or on innovation. In 2018, a private company, Ocean Infinity, entered the scene with a fleet of autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, that changed the rules. These weren't ordinary submersibles. These were robotic scouts, torpedo-shaped machines equipped with high-resolution sonar, synthetic aperture imaging, and onboard artificial intelligence. They didn't follow cables. They didn't need direct control. They operated independently, scanning the seabed with military precision, diving 6,000 meters deep, staying submerged for 100 hours straight. Ocean Infinity's fleet mapped over 112,000 square kilometers of ocean floor in record time, more than the entire government search combined. But again, nothing surfaced. Still, they didn't quit. They refined their models. They built the Armada 7806, a next-generation ship capable of launching and commanding a swarm of AUVs remotely. These mechanical hunters didn't sleep. They didn't guess. They scanned, mapped, and learned. And as they did, another kind of technology emerged. Not from the ocean, but from the airwaves. While machines mapped the seabed, a group of engineers far above sea level unlocked something incredible. WSPR, weak signal propagation reporter. Originally designed for ham radio experiments, WSPR tracks tiny disruptions in global radio waves. And those disruptions? They can be caused by aircraft slicing through the sky. Aerospace engineer Richard Godfrey and his team applied AI to decode the WSPR logs from March 8, 2014. What they found matched satellite arcs, debris drift patterns, and radar data. But it went further. It pinpointed a new crash zone near the so-called Seahorse Trench, far beyond the original search area. Armed with this new map, Ocean Infinity redeployed. And this time, the sonar images changed. Among the rocky trenches and muddy plains, a UVS captured something unnatural. A long, flat shape partially buried. Straight edges, twisted metal. A second dive confirmed it. The outline of a Boeing 777 wing. Then more shapes. A fuselage cross-section. A tail fin. Wreckage, precisely where the math said it would be. The moment the sonar confirmed the presence of large metallic debris, a quiet tension spread across the command center. But the excitement was tempered by protocol. Before the world could know, the wreckage had to be verified. Ocean Infinity deployed a second wave of drones, this time equipped with 4K deep-sea cameras and manipulators. What they sent back was haunting. Images of torn fuselage, algae-covered seats, shattered instrument panels, still eerily intact, like relics in a submerged tomb. The tail number was partial, but enough to confirm. This was MH370. It rested 4,118 meters below sea level, its body twisted but recognizably whole. There was no explosion, no evidence of mid-air disintegration. The aircraft had hit the ocean belly first, at terminal velocity, and broken apart on impact. The ocean had buried it gently, like a secret never meant to be uncovered, but now that secret had a shape and a voice. Among the scattered wreckage, the AUVs located two critical pieces, the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, encased in their hardened orange shells, buried in silt. Recovery took days, and once brought to the surface, their condition was uncertain. But what happened next shocked even the engineers. Despite being underwater for over a decade, both devices powered up. Data extraction teams retrieved hundreds of flight parameters, engine readings, altitude profiles, control inputs, and from the CVR, voices, faint, distorted, but decipherable. The final moments of MH370, trapped in a loop of static and metal. No shouting, no panic, just confusion, followed by silence. One final input, a sharp bank, a descent, a murmur, then nothing. The black boxes confirmed what experts long suspected. The plane was never hijacked. It was never shot down. It was deliberately flown off course until fuel exhaustion brought it down. But who made that decision and why remains the final riddle. As news of the discovery leaked, governments scrambled to control the narrative. Malaysia issued a statement confirming the identity of the wreckage, while Australia and China called for renewed analysis of the black boxes. But behind the press releases, something darker brewed. Why had it taken a private company and an independent radio signal experiment to succeed where entire nations had failed? Why was the crash zone, now confirmed, so far from the official search areas? Documents began surfacing, showing that satellite data pointing toward this location had been flagged and quietly dismissed in 2015. Why? Some say politics. Others suggest incompetence. But many believe it was something deeper, an unwillingness to admit that the world's most advanced surveillance systems had been outsmarted by a single aircraft. MH370 had become an embarrassment, a diplomatic nightmare, one best left buried, until it refused to stay hidden. For the families of the victims, the discovery was both a relief and a wound reopened. After years of silence, false leads, and crushing ambiguity, they finally had something resembling closure. But with it came anger. Anger at governments that gave up, at theories that blamed the innocent, at an airline that never fully explained its delays in communicating, and most of all, at the unanswered question that now echoes louder than ever: who was at the controls? The captain? A hijacker? A system failure? The flight path data shows intentional turns. The fuel cutoff was timed perfectly, but without full context from the CVR, and with many segments of audio missing, speculation remains. Families are now demanding a full public inquiry, not just into the crash, but into the cover-up they believe surrounded it. Because to them, this wasn't just a tragedy, it was a betrayal. And the ocean may have hidden the plane, but it can't hide the truth forever. For over a decade, we were told the ocean had swallowed MH370, that its silence was absolute, that no signal, no piece, no trace could ever lead us back to it. And yet, here we are. A robot swam where humans could not. A whisper in the ionosphere became a map, and a plane, long buried beneath pressure and time, finally answered the question the world stopped asking: where are they? But the more important question remains: why were they never found? Because this was never just about a missing jet. It was about what happens when bureaucracies collapse, when evidence is ignored, when search zones are politicized, when entire systems built to protect us are too proud to admit they failed. MH370 didn't just vanish from radar, it vanished from accountability. And the people left behind weren't just grieving, they were fighting against silence. Now, we know the plane's final resting place. We know the flight was deliberate. We know the wreckage is real. And yet, we're still missing the one thing that matters most: the truth. Who turned that plane? Why was the signal shut off? And why did it take 11 years, private companies, and pirate radio data to do what satellites and governments couldn't? This wasn't just a mystery solved by a drone. It was a cover-up undone by persistence. So next time a plane disappears, next time you're told it's too deep, too late, too difficult, remember this: the truth always sinks, but it never stays buried.